Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the class of accounting, and we are doing the chapter departmental accounting. In that chapter we have already solved first 3 questions, and I assigned you the question number 4. Now I am moving towards that assignment. It's a time for submission of assignment. As you can see in the picture, there are some students who are submitting their assignments. So now do the same. The same task is for you. You have to submit the assignment. Hope so you people have done your task positively. And now we can move towards the question number 4, which was assigned to you pupil. Now I'm just giving you a simple or small review to question number 4 for those people who are still have problem in solving that question. So let's move towards the question number 4. Raj Singh is the owner of the business, runs a business which has 2 departments. Raj Singh is the person who is running business, and in that business he has 2 departments. The following balances were extracted from his books. These are the balances which we have extracted or which we have taken from his books of accounts on 30th/6/2001. So what are the specific balances? In department A, the opening stock is 12,000, and in department B, opening stock is 13,000, which will appear on the debit side of the trading account. You can see, I hope it will be clear to you people. In purchases, you can see in department A, the purchases is 24,520, and in department B, purchases is 36,544. It will appear on the debit side of the trading account. Next is closing stock, 86,030 for department A and 89,970 for department B. It will appear on the credit side of the trading account. Next one is wages. Wages is 121,000 and 133,000 for department B, and it will appear on the debit side of the trading account. Now you can see something new. What is this? This is return inward. Inward means the goods will come inside the organization, inside the department, inside the business. It means that we have already sold out that products, and now the products which we have already sold out been returned by our customers. So it's mean that return inward is sale return. So as we already know that we are solving columnar trading account, a question of departments, and we are solving our question in columnar trading account. So how it is possible for me to create a separate inner column for return inward? It will create confusion, it will create difficulty, it will create problems. So what we have to do, we have to write return inward in that specific column of that department, but just write it in brackets. Now I will solve the question and I will show you the solution, but in that solution you will find a minus sign, because whenever I put bars or whenever I put brackets on that amount, it will appear as a minus sign. But when you are solving these questions in your copies, in your registers, in your notebooks, you will write brackets for these amounts. Means there is no need to prepare separate column for these adjusting amounts. You have to write that column in that specific column, this amount in that specific column, in a bracket. Same we will do with the return inward of department B, which is 2000, which is 21,200. The next is return outward. Outward means the products are gone outside of the organization, means that we have already purchased that products and now we are returning this product to our supplier. So return outward means purchase, return, and it will be returned in the same way as we write sale return, just in that specific column in our bracket. Next is commission payable. It's a profit and loss item. Salaries, profit and loss item, debit side. Advertising expenses, profit and loss item, written on the debit side. Rent rates or simple rates, profit and loss item, appear on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Insurance, debit side of the profit and loss account. Repair, debit side of the profit and loss account. Lighting and heating, profit and loss item, and it will appear on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Now what is the requirement? You are required to prepare departmental trading and profit and loss account. You are required to prepare departmental means columnar, trading and profit and loss account for the 6th month ended on 30th/6/2001. We are preparing this account for 6 months. After taking into account the following consideration or following information, we have to consider this basic information before solving the question. Salaries of ₹400 are outstanding. Outstanding means payable. Outstanding means still waiting for us that we have to pay this amount. Salaries outstanding is a situation like I'm working in an organization and in the whole month I am providing my services to the organization, and at the end of the month my salary become outstanding to the organization. Organization is liable to pay my salary after end of the month. So outstanding means that amount of salary which is still not paid by the organization. Now it will appear on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Why? Because it's also an expense of that specific period and not paid by the organization. 2 rates ₹250 have been paid in advance. Have been paid in advance means it's those amount or those portion of rates which are not required to pay, but it's paid in advance. It's paid for the upcoming period. This amount which is paid and recorded on the debit side of the profit and loss account, as whenever we pay an expense we will record it on the profit and loss account. So as it already appear on the debit side of the profit and loss account, but we know that it's not an expense of this specific period. It's prepaid. It's the expense of upcoming period and it's paid in advance. So we will deduct it from rates on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Insurance ₹80 is prepaid. Prepaid. What is prepaid and what is postpaid? Prepaid when we pay before incurring that specific expense. So it's the same situation as the rates. We have paid in advance. It's not related to the current time period. These are some basic adjustment. Now point number 2, commission, salary and advertising are to be charged to the departments in proportion to net turnover. As we have already seen in the question, commission, salary and advertising expense is given as a whole. We don't know how much amount is related to department A and how much amount is related to department B. So they give a brief description that these three expenses will be divided among departments on basis of net turnover. What's mean by net turnover? They show it in a bracket, sales minus return inwards. When you deduct return inwards from the sale, you will get net turnover, and you have to divide these three expenses according to that turnover. All other expenses are to be apportionate. All other expenses will be divided among department A and department B in proportion of 1/4 and 3/4. This was the whole question. Now move towards the question solution with a smiley face. Wow, why you are giving us so smiley face? Cause question is clear to us. Wow, it's a pleasure. It's a great pleasure that question is clear to us. Now we have to prepare trading and profit and loss account as required in the question. And as you know, question is clear. I'm so happy that question is clear to me, so I can solve my question easily. Oh, hooray. Move towards the trading account. In trading account, you can see that there are two sides of account. One is debit and the second one is credit. As already we have discussed that opening stock will appear on the debit side of the trading account. Amount of department A will appear in the column of department A, and amount of department B will appear in the column of department B. In the total, we will add these two specific amounts. Why I'm adding it? Because I want to know the whole situation of the business. Department A and Department B are working under the one roof, as we have already described it in detail in my lecture number 1. So now it's clear to all of us that 25,000 is the situation of that roof, and 12,000 and 13,000 is the situation of two separate departments under that roof. Purchases, already we have discussed, will appear on department A and department B column with their specific amounts, and we have added it. Return outward, already discussed, but I mentioned you that you have to write it in a bracket, but in my application it will appear in a minus form, but you have to write it in a bracket. You can see that return outward is appearing in the same column. We didn't write it in any separate column, so you will have to do the same. You will have to deduct return outward from the purchases for department A and for department B respectively, and with the same will be applied to the total. You have get net purchases for department A 24,000 and department B 36,000, and as a whole is 60,000. Next one is wages. It will be appear respectively to department A and department B, and we have added it. Sales appear on the credit side of the trading account with their respective amounts in their respective columns, and I have deduct sale return in that specific column without assigning any separate column to it. It will be deducted and we will get net sale or net turnover. Closing stock will appear on the credit side of the trading account. Now you can see these amounts in the question. Again, opening debit side, purchases debit side, closing stock credit side, wages debit side, return inward and outward will be deducted respectively from purchase and sales accounts. Now it's our time to know how much gross profit the departments are making. So step number 1, 85,000 and 12100 will be added, and I have to deduct these amounts. I have to deduct these amounts. Hope it will be clear to your pupil. Add 85,000 12100, deduct 12,000 24,000 22800, and you will get gross profit 3830 for department A. Now add these two amounts and deduct these amounts, and you will get gross profit. The same will be applied to the total. You have to add these two amounts, then deduct these two and single amount from this total, then you will able to know about the gross profit. So this is the whole situation. After trading account, the next step is profit and loss account, because it's very important to know that either the department is on profit or on loss. In the departmental account, we can easily check which one department is on a profit and which one is on a loss and required to work more. So let's do some task on profit and loss account. In profit and loss account, all the expenses will appear on the debit side and all the profits will appear on the credit side. The 38300, 28100, 13702, the profit which I have taken from this purple amount. These three purple amounts are appear on the credit side of the profit and loss account. Now commission. You can see in the question, commission payable is 1500, and you see salaries, commission and advertisement will be distributed on a basis of sales. So commission have some working, you have to do some working, and I have done it. You can see that sale proportion is created. We have taken sales and deducted sale return for department A and B, and after doing so we get proportion of 17/34 for department A and 17/34 for department B. This is a sale of one department, and you will have to calculate the net sale for department B. Okay, so 17/34 and 17/34 is the proportion on the basis of which we have to distribute the commission. And you can see 1500 commission is distributed among A and B equally, because its proportion is 17/34 and 17/34. Next one is salaries, and you can see salary will be distributed equally among Department A and Department B, and it is done so. But there is an adjustment. You can see there is an adjustment related to sales. And what is it? Salaries of 400 are outstandings. Salaries of 400 are outstandings means we have to pay, so we have to add that amount. We will distribute that outstanding salary equally because we have already know that salaries will be distributed equally. So we will distribute that outstanding equally, and you don't have to make separate column for these outstanding. It will be written in the departments respectively. Next one is advertising. You can see advertising will be distributed in the equal proportion. So advertising is distributed equally among these two departments, 1250, 1250 equally. Next one is rates, and it will be distributed in a proportion of 1/4 and 3/4, but there is an adjustment as well, 250. The adjustment and rate both will be distributed in a proportion of 1/4 and 3/4. 362, 1088 is the amount of rent is distributed 1450. 1450 into 3/4 and into 1/4, and similarly this prepaid 250, 3/4 and 1/4. This will be distributed in the same proportion. Next one is insurance, 400, and the same 80 prepaid. So 400 will be distributed in a proportion of 3/4 and 1/4, 1/4, 3/4, and the same proportion will be applied to prepaid, and same it will be deducted. We have already discussed in detail that why prepaid will be deducted and why outstanding will be added, and you can see the deduction is written in the same column and we have get the net amount. There is no need to prepare separate column. What is the next expense? Repair, 800. It will be distributed in a proportion 1/4 and 3/4. You can see repair. Next one is lighting and heating, and it will be distributed in a proportion of 3/4 and 1/4 and 2000. This was the whole profit and loss account. Now we will have to do the same as we have did in the profit trading account. Take this profit and deduct the whole expenses from it. But make one thing clear in your mind, that you don't have to take some amounts. Which one? This one, because net will be taken 7750. Similarly this two, because net will be taken. Similarly these two, because net amount will be taken into the consideration. After deducting the whole expenses from the gross profit, you will get net profit for department A, for department B, and for the whole organization. Hope so it will be clear to your pupil. Now it's a time to have some pleasure, because we have done everything, nothing left to us. Hope so it will be clear to you people. If still have any query, you can ask from me. I'm waiting for your queries. Thanks dear. Take care. Allah Hafiz, and please subscribe my channel to have access to my new uploading videos. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.